Today's speech is going to be called Expanding Waistlines. Going to give you a little bit of overview of what I'm going to talk about today. First, we're going to get to the point of my discussion. Then we're going to talk about this problem on an American level, as our society in general views it. And then we're going to talk about a little about how I've dealt with weight control and just overall fitness and whatnot in my life. Then we're going to talk about some of the physical effects of obesity and overweightness. We're going to talk a little about the mental effects, and we're going to talk about the effects on society in our population in general. And then we'll have a little bit of summary, and that'll be that. My point in talking to you guys today was summarized really well on the CDC website, and it says that reaching and maintaining a healthy weight is important for overall health and can help you prevent and control many diseases and conditions. Now, talking about this from an American standpoint, I'm sure we've seen a lot of these facts and figures on the news, but 34% of us over 20 were obese. And if you look at the rules for obese, it's about a body mass index of over 30. Which that basically means that for a 6-foot-tall guy, kind of like myself, if I was to be over 230, something like that, I'd be obese. 34% of Americans 20 plus are overweight. I have a little bit of an issue with how they define overweight. They say anything with a body mass index of over, I think it's 25, is overweight. That puts me being overweight when I weigh about 190, somewhere around there. So that puts you to 68% of the total American population being either obese or overweight. That's an epidemic. That costs us a lot of money every year. It costs a lot of people their health every year, and it takes a toll on you mentally. Again, those numbers, those are from the CDC as well. They're a pretty reliable source. Talk a little bit about me. First, obviously got to watch what I eat. I can't go out there and eat everything I want all the time. I can't go have a pizza, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, although I'd love to do that. I can't eat a bag of Reese's Cups while I lay in bed and watch Monday Night Football. So diet has been very important and very difficult for me. So I've had to do things like, first off, I just got married, and I've had to do things like get my wife to help me eat better and not cook so much home cooking. You can see I have a nice Alabama flag right here. She's an Alabama girl, so she loves her home style cooking. And yeah, when we were engaged and we first got married, it took a 20 or 30 pound toll real quick on me. Another thing that's helping with that is age. Obviously, I'm not getting any younger. I don't think any of us are. If you are, let me know. It'd be really nice to know how you're doing that. But age has been one of those things that slows your metabolism down. As we get older, all of us, we can't eat as many calories. We're not doing as much physical activity during the day. So your age does affect your weight, and it makes you gain a little bit of weight. Exercise, I know we all hear the stories, and your doctor tells you, and you see it on the news, you got to exercise 30 minutes 4 times a week. Well, how many people really do that? I'm working full-time. I'm going to school at night. There's not a whole lot of time left over for exercise, but I've had to work really hard to try and fit just a little bit into my schedule so I can somewhat still fit into my pants. Time, right there. Having the time to exercise, having the time to do important things like cook healthier food. Taking that extra half an hour to make a salad instead of just stopping at the McDonald's drive-thru on the way home. Taking a little bit of extra time, even if you wanted to grow your own food or go down some route like that. That stuff is very key, and being willing to donate a little bit of time to the cause of being healthy and maintaining your weight. That's a very worthwhile investment. Here's the things that I like to use. I like to use knowledge. I've been knowing that I can't stay skinny forever and eat whatever I want. I spent a lot of time doing research over the years, and and reading magazines and articles and studies about things that I can do to maintain my weight. So being knowledgeable on the topic really helps me out. I can't just say, hey, this isn't healthy for me. I have to know why that's not healthy. So understanding the things like how fiber and carbs and protein and sugars and fat all work together, that knowledge right there helps you choose the right foods and be a healthier person. Diet. Knowledge fuels my diet, but I have to also discipline myself to not go out and get that Big Mac Happy Meal for lunch. You know, I gotta be smart enough to find food that I can eat that's healthy for me when I'm not anywhere convenient. Exercise. I gotta fit that into my schedule. I go out and I exercise. Try to do 4 days a week, at least an hour or so of something. You know, whether it's bowling or golf or hitting the gym or going running, whatever. And then discipline. Sticking to all the diet and exercise and so forth. Being disciplined and sticking to that is really key to making all of this come together and helping to maintain that healthy weight. Here's some physical effects. I'm sure a lot of people already know this, but heart disease. Heart disease is the #1 killer in the USA. Obesity is a major increase in risk factor for heart disease. Diabetes. Diabetes is a very high. A lot of people have diabetes in this country, and therefore increases healthcare costs and lifestyle goes downhill a little bit from diabetes and things like that. There's a lot of risk factors with diabetes. High blood pressure and cholesterol, that leads into heart disease. Obesity and overweightness, that kicks into that a little bit. Liver and gallbladder disease, you know, I like my liver occasionally. It filters out a couple of beers for me, so I like to keep that thing in top shape. You know, you want to watch your weight to keep all those internal organs, all of them, working well. And you have respiratory problems. You know, if you start to snore a little bit, people, you know, start elbowing you. You don't get as rested at night. So all of those things are some of the physical risk factors or physical impacts of obesity and overweight. Again, that's another stat from the CDC. There's some mental effects. You can see Homer's brain here is shrinking down a little bit. I just read an interesting article on WebMD that cited a couple of other studies and so forth that said that among men that there was a decline in mental ability, specifically in memory and learning when it came to talking about when it came to being obese. Possible causes of that, although none of these were actually documented, there were theories of the different doctors that did the studies, where that depression, anxiety, and reduced blood flow to the brain can all take away from your mental agility. So that's yet another reason that I never even thought of to try and maintain my healthy weight. And here's the effects on our society. Weight is a pretty heavy thing. That'd be stupid. But it costs us $147 billion a year as a country. This was, I think, in 2008. $147 billion. If we could save that kind of money every year and put it towards our national debt, we would be making a pretty good headway to not leaving our kids with an unsatisfiable loan. Obese people, it typically costs them $1,500 a year more in healthcare costs on average versus a normal weight person. You can see here in this chart the annual total for a normal individual is right there, about $3,400. And if you're an obese individual, it goes up to almost $5,000. Pretty significant change right there. And the biggest percentage-wise factor there is in prescription drugs. $700 a year in prescription drugs for a normal weight individual versus $1,300 for an obese person. So it's pretty significant in the impact all that takes. And the big thing about this, about something like 56% of of that money comes from Medicare and Medicaid. Medicare and Medicaid comes out of all of our pockets in the form of taxes on our payroll every week. So this hits us all and affects us all in general. Some of the challenges that face everybody out there and all of us to maintain our weight is right here. The Five Guys burger, one of my favorites. Fast food and restaurants. It's very easy to go out and find a 900 calorie salad. So, okay, I could have got a Big Mac lunch combo for 700 calories. That's kind of funny that the chicken Caesar salad at Ruby Tuesdays is worse for me than that. Sugar. Companies have figured out how to hide sugar in everything that we do and everything that we eat. There's sweet drinks, there's Cokes, there's sweet tea. Everything has got sugar in it. And even the stuff that's Snapple that sounds like it's good for you. Candy. We all love candy. Who doesn't love a Snickers bar? The candy jar sitting out front at work, that you walk by and grab one piece of candy, boom, there's 50 calories just for doing nothing. And then hidden sugar. There's a lot of things out there like fat-free products. If you look at them, they contain high fructose corn syrup. That hidden sugar in there, people see fat-free and they think, hey, I'm going to lose weight eating this fat-free salad dressing. Well, no, you're not, because they replaced all the fat with sugar, which makes it even worse for you. Exercise. A lot of us out there say, hey, I don't have time to exercise. When am I going to exercise? And sometimes, you know what happens to all of us? We just don't feel like exercising. And then that snowballs and we haven't exercised in 6 months or 6 years or 60 years. And that's just how that happens. So people got to get out there and exercise a little bit. Bigger is better. That's an Americanism right there. If you look at all the ads that come out for fast food burgers, you see that Burger King is always coming out with a bigger burger than McDonald's. He's always coming out with a bigger burger than the next guy in Hardee's or whoever. So it's just a continuous battle to make the biggest, baddest food out there, and it just makes us huge. So I want to reiterate my point to you guys a little bit that being healthy and having a normal weight and exercising is going to help you out a lot in life in terms of mentally, physically, and it helps our society out in terms of saving us all money in general.